Hi, welcome back to my channel. Hi, I'm Lisa, and today I am scrapbooking for Cocoa Daisy. I'm not actually scrapbooking, I'm making a mini book, and I have got the leftovers here in front of me of my, where are we? My November, and I've also got a few pieces of October, and I'm going to be making a mini book today. So sorry, that was a bit of a strange intro, wasn't it? So I'm Lisa, and today I'm designing for Cocoa Daisy and I'm making a mini book. I've printed off a load of little photographs and I am going to be making a teeny weeny mini book using tags. I've got a load of these white tags here, and these are going to be the base of my mini book. I am going to be using paints and other various bits and pieces and a stencil which I've put here somewhere. And here it is. This is one of my own stencils. So I will link up everything below for you, and I'm going to crack on with this mini book. I'm going to do one of these videos where I do it from this angle and also from above so you can see what I'm doing, as that seemed to be quite popular last time. So I hope you enjoy it. Thank you. First thing I want to do is create some of the stenciled leaves onto some paper. So I'm going to mix up, I've got some heavy here carvable modelling paste. I'm going to take quite a good chunk of that, and I don't want it to be white, so I'm going to mix in some paint. I'm just using a bit of the Kaiser colour here. I'm a big fan of the Kaiser colour paints. This then, so it means that you've got the colour that you want of the paint, but you've also got the nice thickness then of the modelling paste. So that works really well. I'm just using an old credit card that I've cut up, and then I'm going to, I've got this paper here from the October kit, I believe. I'm going to spread that through, and then you get the nice leaf design come through. And then when that's dry, I'll be able to cut those out. It doesn't have to be perfect. I'm just going to repeat that a few times. I need quite a few of these. It doesn't have to be perfect. I quite like it when you've got where I've lifted the stencil there and it's obviously created that kind of stippled effect, as you can see around here. I'm going to continue with this and then dry it off. I have a whole page of little branches, so it's time to go and dry these. I find when making a mini book, one of the most time consuming things is actually the decision making. So whenever I make a mini book, I make those decisions beforehand, and that's the theme of the book. I know I've got one photo per side of my tag. I know that I'm going to have a fern leaf on the back of each tag. I've also got an alphabet stamp set here that I'm going to use, and I'm going to be using strips of paper. I've been cutting them down so they're all ready for me to use. These are from the kit, the November kit, and I've grabbed some of this paper here from the October kit. Everything's cut down into strips. I'm going to pop that on the tags. That's going to be the background, so I'm going to follow that theme throughout, so all the decision making is made, and that's taken me just a few. I've kind of been thinking about the mini book for the past few days, so I guess I've been thinking about it and making those decisions like I knew I wanted to use the stencil. So that's done. So I'm not going to be wasting that time decision making, procrastinating, whilst I'm actually making the mini book. The time that I'm creating is going to be kept to an absolute minimum. So I'm going to take, I've got 5 tags. I've decided that's what I need. I've got 10 photos, so I can have one per side. Or actually, no, I might do more actually. I'm just thinking about it. No, I'm going to keep with that. That's fine. So I'm going to take my strips of paper and the tag, and I'm going to have 2 strips per tag. I'm just going to stick them down with double-sided sticky tape like that, and then I can just take a pair of scissors and trim it off, and then do another one along the bottom. That's my first tag, as easy as that. I'm just going to continue through and carry on with the others until they're all done. So that's my tags done, and I've just buried the patterns throughout. So now on to this next stage. I'm taking the same paint that I used before. This Kaiser colour is called Antique White, and I am literally going to go over the tags like that, spreading it over, and I'm going to turn and do it on the back just so that there's a little bit of colour on the back there. And I'm going to do that with each of the tag. I don't mind if it goes on the string of the tag, that, to be honest, adds to it as well. There's no rules or anything. I'm not fussed. I use this old board all the time, as you can see, and I'm quite happy when I get a little bit of the older paint there show through. To me, that just adds a bit more interest, so I'm quite happy with that. I like the different textures as well with pressing onto this old board that I get. All adds a bit more personality to each tag and a bit of individuality. So that works really well for me. I like the warmth of this colour on the white tag. There we go. So while I'm getting messy, I've got out this Mustard Seed Distress stain. It's a Tim Holtz stain, and I'm also using this spotty dotty stencil, and I'm going to randomly spray on those. Let's do a little bit on the back as well. I know that these look really nice when they drip, so I'm quite happy for that to happen. And again, I'm quite happy seeing the mist there on the string. I'm cool with that as well. It all adds to it. And then I can carry on with some of the cutting out, and I can then leave these to dry. So I've finished with the painting. I've just made myself a coffee, and I've also just cut out the photographs as well. So all 10 photos now, I've printed them off with a chunky white frame. That's just the way I like to do things. And the other thing was, I'm using one of them here as the front cover. Now, we have a little WhatsApp chat group, and we called ourselves the Boston Babes. I'm not making much sense now. I'm making the mini book about a trip I've just taken to Boston with my friends, and we called ourselves the Boston Babes on our WhatsApp group. There was 4 of us in total. Yep, that's right, 4. And so if I just show you, that's the photograph. And I've added the wording on the top there, Boston Babes, and I've done that in PicMonkey. It's a really good website to edit your photos, add wording, and a lot of it is free. You can obviously pay more for a premium package, but there's a lot on there you can use for free. And I really recommend that. So it's picmonkey.com. And so I've got my photos, but now I am going to start cutting out all these little leaves. I do like a little bit of fussy cutting. So I took this trip with some friends. I have started doing my video vlogs. So if you have a look through my videos, you will see them there. And it was a girly trip. Our friend Deb moved from the UK over to New Boston last year. And her and her husband have had a lovely house built. And so myself and a couple of girlfriends went over to visit, and we had a really fun shopping trip. So that's what this mini book is all about. It was we were there for 4 nights, and it was a shopping trip come eating trip with lots of giggles. It was really good fun. I must carry on and edit the next vlog actually. Got so many things to edit at the moment. But with our Florida trip as well. I'm really enjoying it. I really enjoy doing the video editing actually. I like doing the videoing. I like doing the editing, and then I put my videos up and I always get nervous that nobody will like them. But I really enjoy watching other people's videos. I love watching people's vlogs. I find it, especially daily vlogs, I find it really fascinating. I really enjoy it. In fact, when I was doing some other bits here just now, I was watching daily vlogs on in the background. So that is one little leaf. This coffee's a bit grubby. We're so desperate for a new coffee machine. Look at that. Don't know if you can see that. It's really bitty. So I'm going to continue. I've got loads to cut out here. And I'm going to stick on another one of my daily vlogs. I'm currently watching Kimmy. Her channel is called She's in Her Apron. She is a mum of 4, I think, and she just does a lot of daily vlogs, shopping, cooking, cleaning, mum stuff, and like I said, I just really enjoy watching other people's vlogs. So that's what I'm going to do, because I think I'm going to be sat here for a while. Thankfully Louis is in school a little bit later today. I've offered to pick him up as he doesn't come out until 4 today, and it's getting dark by then and it's cold, and he's only nearly 16, bless him. I know I mother him, but he likes it. And it won't be long before I can't mother him anymore, not in that way anyway, and picking him up from school and things, so I'm going to make the most of it whilst I can. Alright, I've decided to remove these strings. I don't need these on here. I'm more or less dry. With the ink it takes just a little bit longer to dry. I stupidly got my nails done this morning and my hands are really messy now. I'm just going to undo these and then move on to the next bit, which is attaching the photos. So I'm just going to use double-sided sticky tape to stick the photos down, and then I can decide what's going where. I get asked about printing photos all the time, and I actually print them myself. I don't send them off to be printed. I'm going to... Actually, I think the photos are going to need to go that side, aren't they? Because otherwise I'm covering up all the thing. Yeah. So yeah, I print them off myself, and I've just got a regular Epsom photo printer. I've got like an A4 size printer. Oh, I'm doing them back to back, aren't I? Let's try this again. So maybe what I might do is stick them on like that, and then do a smaller one like that. Actually, that would be, the smaller ones would be better on those. This is going to get really messy because the back's on. I'm so impatient when I'm scrapbooking. Right, I might actually, I'm going to use some A4 paper because I don't want to actually get paint on my photographs. So that one's stuck like that, and then it will make sense for the larger ones to go on there, the smaller ones to go, yeah, that's fine. So use this one next, and so that one then can go on there, and then I've got the paper showing through. There was me thinking it was all planned nicely. Right, so now I'm going to be careful because I don't want to get my photos on there. I'm not putting them in any particular order. The other thing I've done, oh, that's going to cover all that up, let's have a smaller one. The other thing I've done is actually taken some photos from Instagram. This one, for example, is one that Debbie posted, and I quite like it because you've actually got where it was posted, so in Boston, and you've also got the silly little messages and hashtags. So like here we've got Boston Babes on the Boston bus exploring, hashtag it's the weekend, hashtag girls road trip, and I did another one here as well. We found this no idling sign just down the road, and I love that Debbie put hashtag rule breakers. We all found that really amusing at the time, so I quite like that it's on the photo. The idea was when I was doing these I wanted the photos to overlap, so that's exactly what's happened here, which I'm pleased about. This photo is Panera Bread, which is Debbie's favourite place to go for lunch. She feels it's about as close as it gets to going and eating in England, just with like nice breads and soups and things. That one or that one. Actually, I think the colours go well with that one, so let's go. And then we'll pop this one on the back. I've got these that I cut off, so I've got to decide where to pop these. I'm going to cut some of them in half, I think. And I can layer these up then, actually, that will look quite nice, I think. In fact, some of them can even go like that. There, so that one can sit underneath. So I've stuck all the leaves. I really like the way the paste makes the paper feel. It gives it a really good textured feel. This one, for example, I've chopped in half and I've popped the bottom there and top. Oh, I haven't got one on that one. I need to add one there. And then you can see I've added them here and there. Same with this one. And here. So I need to add one there and there. I've done quite a lot extra, as you saw. So let's pop that one underneath. I like layering the leaves over the top of the photos as well. And we need one for the cover. How shall I pop this one in? I might just take this one. I'm going to cut it down here, so 3/4. There we go. So that bit is done. I'm now going to do some stamping. I've got an old alphabet set here. I can't remember where it's from, but I've got girls here, and I'm going to do girls and road trips scattered throughout. And I'm going to use an old Cocoa Daisy black ink. Again, I'm going to keep using the white A4 paper here. There we go. So I'm not going to be strict with where this goes or make it perfect. I'm just going to be doing it over just as more of like a background decoration, and I'm not going to be doing it everywhere because I need to fit in road trip as well. That one will be a good one, but I like the way that looks. And there. So now I'm going to change up my acrylic piece here and have road trip. I'm really pleased with how this has come out. I like the fact that I've got girls road trip on the first page, but then I've changed it throughout, so it's road trip or girls trip. And it's kind of looking really grungy. I'm really excited about this. I'm going to take, I've got an old ink pad here and an orange one, and I'm going to go around the outsides just to give that a little bit of a finish, and it also adds another bit of colour. Let's colour that in a bit like that. Gone for orange. It's a colour I haven't used, but it was autumn when we were there, so you had the lovely fall colours coming through, as you can see on this photo. So it ties it all in nicely. And the mini book is almost done. How quick was that? Considering it's a mixed media mini book, and we've used stencils and paste and paint and stamps. There's done this really quickly. I'm really pleased. I had quite a few questions. I'll show you a photo actually. I made these ATCs, artist trading cards they're called. It was for a Christmas swap I did with some Cocoa Daisy friends we've been friends for years now, and each year, bless her, Denise does a swap, and we all send, there's a few of us from over the world, we all make something that can be hung at Christmas time. We send it to Denise, and then Denise distributes them. So I think we each send 5, and so then we get 5 back in the post from different people, our friends. And I'd made the ones that I've just shown you, that photograph, and I had quite a few people asking me to show how I'd made them. So this is very similar in the way that I've done the stages, as you can see, and it's very similar way of doing it. So my pages are actually done. It's really nice and messy, which I love. I'm not going to do any journaling with it because I don't really need to be honest, and I don't think it will add to it. So all I need to do is find something to string that up, which is what I'm going to look for now. So I finished my mini book. I'm really pleased. I've just attached some ribbon. This is some older ribbon that I have. I keep it all in glass jars on the back of my windowsill. And I'm just going to loosely tie a knot, and that's it. Isn't that sweet? Just give you a little close up. That's in Maine. Apparently it's America's most photographed lighthouse. That was taken on the bus, one of those tour buses that goes around in Boston town centre. We went for a beautiful walk one morning, and the no idling photo. So that's it. that was so fun. I enjoyed making that so much. Thank you very much for joining me. I hope you enjoyed watching me make this too. If you have any questions, please do ask. I got my fingernails done this morning and they are really messy now. That was really stupid of me. But it was worth it because I've had fun. Thank you. Please do subscribe and please give me a thumbs up if you like this kind of video so I know what kind of video to carry on posting. Thank you. I shall catch up with you soon. Bye.